2020, you're expecting a baby, you're putting out a new record, you're doing interviews, you're doing videos. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, it's fun, but I've always been a little crazy.
I understand this album was written after you lived some difficult moments, but in the end, it also reflects this kind of love, hope, fun, and optimism.
Correct. You are correct. It was a crappy time for a minute, but yes, I did reach that light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm still, enjoying that, but also not ignorant to think that every day is a choice, and that I have to make the right choices so I don't go backwards.
I think that's very powerful because it's very difficult to talk about mental health, but nowadays, with everything that is happening around the world, it's necessary. And also it's necessary to understand that being depressed is not a bad thing. It's a natural thing, and that everyone has a choice to cope with that. How did you cope with that back in the time?
Well, just to comment on what you just said, yeah, I think in this time of being either alone or in one place or still, you're hearing what you're thinking very loud, and sometimes those thoughts are not great. Sometimes they're negative, or sometimes they're not helpful, or what have you. So I think, yes, the conversation around the health of your mind is so important, especially right now. For me, I just went on like a real incredible journey of taking care of myself over the past 2.5 years, and also reconnected with a partner who is on that journey and leads by good example. He's a Buddha when it comes to health and wellness. I'm not as much, and so I get to lean on him to go in the better direction as a human being. But yeah, I went and kind of learn some new tools to help keep my mind in a better place.
That's great. And nowadays you are smiling like Lionel Richie.
Yeah. Well, I don't have as many teeth as him. If you've seen his smile, it's like the biggest, brightest smile in the world, and I get to see him so much during the year. And, he's always smiling from a real genuine place. So he became my kind of mascot for the song.
He's like a role model for smiling. I just saw some pictures and some videos, and I said, yeah, she's right.
Yeah, that's the best smile. I don't know. I think most of it's natural, but wherever he went to get that smile, I'm making an appointment.
It's great. And I also want to ask about how do you deal with all the pressure that maybe as one of the biggest pop stars in the world, you always have to be perfect. You always have to perform at number one. How you deal with it?
I don't feel that way anymore. So I don't feel like I have to be perfect or hit the number one slot. Like, I feel like I'm out of that loop. I feel like I can just be, I can just come as I am in a lot of ways. And I feel grateful now to be able to be more of an artist than ever, because I'm not, worrying about the trends or what have you. I just want to stay true to myself and my message and deliver that most authentically, through whichever medium. And so I think that's what this process, this journey, I'm not so attached to it all, even though it's fun and I enjoy it and I love it. And I want all of the people in the world to hear the record that's coming August 28th. I want everyone to hear it. You know, I want everyone to, you know, enjoy it if they can, but it's out of my control.
I think it's been a great process for you. And I also was reflecting about that this summer. Teenage Dream will turn 10 years. And looking back at the time and of how do you mold new trends back in the time, and how you're trying to be innovative every time with every record, but nowadays just feels like you just want to be transparent, be happy, be you, be yourself, and try to connect with your fans. That then again, at the time that we're living right now, it's necessary to have fun, to remember the smile, to remember to enjoy the music.
Yeah, I mean, I love every record that I've put out. You know, even though my last record, it was a complete experiment and investigation, and you know, it had its set of challenges. I still love it. I still love Teenage Dream and Prism and One of the Boys, and this is only my 5th record. They're real kind of like timestamps of where I was emotionally or what I've been through and that I've been able to come through. That's a lot of what this record is a touchstone for me. I remember it, a little way to remind myself that like I'll be okay if I ever have to walk through hell again, right? I can come through it. But the escapism, like you said, is necessary. I think a lot of the songs, not a lot, but there are some songs on the record that are just joyful escapism. Like, you know, you just want to have a drink and you just want to dance and you want to get, you know, silly with your family or your friends or whoever your pod is, right? And you don't want to think about the last headline you read on the news.
Yeah.
And I think this record can help with that in some ways.
I think you're as well as a role model, because in 2020, you're expecting a baby, you're putting out a new record, you're doing interviews, you're doing videos. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, it's fun, but I've always been a little crazy. I've never been like, you know, one to play by certain sets of rules. I make my own rules for myself, and I love that.
I was telling you that it's kind of a big example, because when everyone panic, we just pause ourselves. We just and you just say that no, let's move forward. Let's put music out there. Let's do some videos. Let's keep going.
I guess you know, this record is for me, it's got a lot of hope in it, and it's not just noise. I mean, for me, it's not noise. It's not just like banging on some pots and pans, shaking my ass, and that's it. It's got a lot of intent in it, and so my hope is that when the listener listens to it, they can feel it, and they can become it. They can feel resilient. They can feel hopeful. They can feel like they can make it through whatever dark challenge or they're going through. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't just put out any record during this time, because this time is really, really strange and it changes every week. But I'm happy to do this, and then happy to deliver my child, and then shift my energy.
That's great. Well, I want to thank you for the time, for the music, for talking with us. Also, I have to ask about how's Left Shark?
Left Shark is hanging up in a storage unit somewhere in Los Angeles, unfortunately. That dog has seen its day. But I'm definitely wearing Left Shark colors today.
Yeah.
I love like these characters. I think I brought Left Shark out on the last tour, but maybe it'll be like another 10 years before I bring him out again. We need to let him age a little bit. Maybe grow a mustache.
That's great. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations, and I hope you're well, and take care.
Thanks, Francisco.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.